This is Ed from the Pixel Tunes Radio Video Game Music Podcast. You're listening to Two Dudes and a NES.
Hey, Justin.
What's up, man?
Not much. Just trying to play this TMNT 2.
Oh, man. Don't even get me started.
Okay. All right. We won't get started then. Instead, let's bring on a couple of guests. Want to?
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. With us today, we have Power Trip Gaming.
Woo!
I'll let them introduce themselves.
Oh shoot, this is our time. Oh no. Hey guys, I'm Paul.
Andrew.
Hey, and together we're
Power Trip
Gaming.
Woohoo! Kicking the nest.
Kicking around the nest. Thank you guys for having us on the show.
No problem,
Yeah,
no
definitely.
problem.
Thank
Have
you.
you guys done that before? Introduced that way? Were you like with the
No.
No.
synchronicity?
Yeah,
and
never
stuff?
have.
It seemed
No.
rehearsed.
It did seem a bit
No,
rehearsed. I mean, it's
we're-
no
we're-
big deal if it was, but I mean, if you guys were practicing the hour
We're
before the
just-
show,
I mean-
it's fine.
Mike and I have rehearsed, hey, Justin, what's up, man, for hours. So,
Well, to be honest, we've rehearsed the "Hey Justin, what's up, man?" for probably like 20 years. But
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Okay, then I don't feel so bad. Yeah, we've been rehearsing for like 10 years. 5 years.
Maybe?
No.
I don't know, man.
So,
well,
okay. So I guess we're in
you
the same
guys,
boat.
you want to say a little bit about your show, and then we can come back to it on the end.
Yeah, sure. What we are is we're basically a game by game YouTube channel of Nintendo games. Only instead of just playing them, kind of giving a review, we actually complete the games from start to finish. So we have to go for at least get an end screen, and we're going to be doing that for the entire American library.
Yeah.
So.
Hasn't been easy so far.
No, it has not. It's been downright frustrating for certain games and certain games that you just kind of take for granted. Like, oh yeah, that seems like a fun game, or games like, oh, you just know that they're not good, and we have to go through them, and it's, it's tough.
Yeah,
But
that sounds tricky.
So many
Yeah.
come to mind already.
One of them comes to mind for this show
So.
for me, and that's Legacy of the Wizard.
Yeah.
so is that in a good way or a bad way?
Well, the frustrations
Yeah.
of trying to complete a game that you were just talking about.
It's yes. Actually, Legacy of the Wizard is one of those games where I don't think it gets the credit that it deserves for being as hard as it is. People don't really talk about it too often as being a hard game, but it is incredibly hard, incredibly frustrating at times. But it's a good game.
All right, we'll get into that here in just a little bit. I may have different opinions, but we'll see.
Uh-oh. All right, well, we will see.
It's gonna put you to shame.
Justin, do you have some history? You want to start us off with some history? Or do we have any pleasantries or?
Well, we don't have
do
a
you call
UT
that?
game to complain about.
Yeah, that's right. We don't.
Uh,
I did go see a Journey tribute band last night, sort of.
Ooh. I know, you texted me and said not to judge you, and I said,
I said don't judge.
I don't definitely don't judge you, and I can definitely dig it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say we.
where
wouldn't
did
judge
you
for
see
that.
this
That's
Journey
awesome.
cover band at?
It was at Oktoberfest.
Where was that?
OKT. OKT. Oktoberfest.
Oh yeah.
It's here in Farragut, Knoxville.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Okay.
had a.
cool.
It's basically just big German fest. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you know, you can't
Eating
have a
brats
German.
and
You
stuff.
can't have a German fest without a good Journey cover band.
Yeah, that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but they should have got like a Scorpion tribute band or
Yeah.
something, you know, because
Yeah.
they're from Germany.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Or at least like what's like a traditional German?
Rammstein.
Oh yeah, Rammstein.
Oof.
All right, here's our traditional mosh pit for Rammstein.
The majority of the time they had like accordions and
Yeah.
big horns and stuff, but at the end of the night they did have a Journey tribute band.
Well, there you go.
Aptly called Faithfully was the name of the band.
Faithful.
Faithfully
Oh,
Faithfully.
that's cool.
was the name of the band, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite Journey song on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Faithfully.
Separate ways.
I got nothing.
No, I know you don't.
Okay, so there's just two of us that even like Journey because nobody else even said anything.
I love
Journey's a
Journey.
band for me that I like, but I couldn't tell you probably 5 songs that they do. But if
I
I
only need like 3.
But if I hear it, well, yeah, that's true. But if I hear Journey, I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. This is Journey. So, yeah.
They do.
Don't Stop Believing.
They
is
do.
probably my
Don't Stop
favorite,
Believing,
actually. Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's the only
We
one
also
I know.
do Faithfully,
I-
Any Way
I-
You Want It.
That's the way you.
Mhm.
All right, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I love Separate Ways, but don't ever watch the music video. It just is completely ridiculous.
They all.
It has absolutely nothing to do with the
Well,
song.
that's kind of the theme around '80s music videos, I guess.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Try to get all existential on us.
Yeah. Outside of Michael Jackson, who gives us a good lesson on, not gang fighting, but just beat it, kid.
Sword dancing.
Yeah.
Well said.
Okay, now we can talk about the game. I feel good that we got our little normal chatting out of the way.
Right.
It's hard to spring into it when there's no UT ball game, but that's all right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Legacy of the Wizard, another game in the Dragon Slayer series. Mike and I have a history of talking about Dragon Slayer at least one other time, and that episode, Mike and I did not. One of those episodes that.
It's in my top 5 worst performances, I would say, on this show.
For some reason, Mike and I just both did not have a good morning that morning. And luckily we had a guest on who, carried us through. So,
Yeah. So hopefully this won't have to happen again. But we brought 2 people on this time to carry us through. So
we were like, well, this is a Dragon
That's
Slayer
right,
game.
so-
We gotta get this. We gotta get some guests on here.
So I have to ask then, did you guys go into this recording thinking like, oh man, it's another Dragon Slayer game, we're gonna have a bad time?
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I will say though. I will say, yes, and also this episode's cursed already, and I want to give a shout out to What's Paul Playing Today, another YouTube show, because 6 months ago, maybe even a year ago, we were talking with him, and he asked we were going to plan a show with him. We just didn't get around to it, but his game was Legacy of the Wizard that we had planned on, and I completely forgot. Forgot. So this is actually his game, but originally. But he said he's cool with it. He's going to maybe do a Halloween episode with us.
Oh, okay. I feel
It's not your all's
really
fault.
bad.
It's my fault for losing it. So this episode's been cursed from the start. But so far, so good. So far, so good.
Okay. All right. Keeping our fingers.
So this game is, like I said, in the Dragon Slayer series. It was only the 4th Dragon Slayer game and the 3rd to make it to the United States, or one of 3 to make it to the United States, I should say. And it was brought to us by the Falcom company, who had been making computer games for a long time, including the Dragon Slayer series, and then ported to the NES or the Famicom first. Now, it was ported to Famicom by a company called Compile, but the conversion was often misattributed to Quintet because there's some kind of reference to the company name in the ending credits. I don't know, you guys probably saw the ending credits. I didn't see the ending credits. Or if you're playing the Famicom version. But that company, I don't know how that company got into the ending credits, because the company wasn't even formed for 2 years until after the game was made. So somehow it got in there. But anyway, so it was brought to the NES by Bredabund, and it was brought Bredabund, and almost 2 years later after the original release in Japan. So it was April 1989 when it finally made it over to the United States. The designer, Yoshio Kiya, and the composer, which some people really like the music. I felt it. Well, we'll talk about what I thought about it later. But Yuzo Koshiro is the video game composer for the game. So, anyway, Michael, did you have this game, or did you go out and spend an arm and a leg to get this game?
Neither.
Neither? Okay.
I did not have this game
Mm-hmm.
growing up, but I went to my local. Hang on just a second. Sorry, I just wanted proof of this.
Okay.
I went to my local McKay's, used CDs and books.
Uh-huh.
This was, a couple years ago, probably. I don't know. I think, a couple years ago, and I got it for $5,
Wow.
which is actually a pretty good deal for this game nowadays.
Yeah.
But it really wasn't that long ago, so I feel like I kind of got a steal. But here's the proof. See that sticker there? It's either $5 or $500.
Yeah.
Rest assured, it's $5.
Nice.
Yeah, I love keeping the price tags on my game too, just or like all my games, so that I know what I paid. Like, because some of them I got years and years ago, and some of the prices don't reflect that.
So it's in
anymore.
pretty good shape. It does also have this little thing down at the bottom that there's just an additional like barcode that I tried to get rid of and haven't fully got off yet. But yeah, so it was a fun little trip to McKay's. You know, they got some good stuff.
Smells like mold in there. I don't know. It's like, used bookstores. Used
be all the
bookstores. It's like smells.
I won't
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
what this game smells like.
Yeah.
It's not mold.
Hopefully it's not smoke.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my quest to
But,
get the game. Did you guys get it? Or have you had it for a long time?
I actually grew up with the game. My brother, my twin brother, actually, he got it for our birthday, basically. I remember the year I got Phantom Fighter. He got Legacy of the Wizard. So I've actually had this game, since I was, I think, 8 years old. And I remember playing it as a kid. Couldn't make heads or tails of it, but I really liked it as a kid. So I actually kind of had a little bit of a history with it. So
Same here. I've had it since I was about, as long as I can remember. So what did it come out? 89 here?
88 or 89. Yeah.
Yes. So I was
88,
what?
89.
5, maybe 4 or 5. So then that, as far as I can remember, just
I've always
wandering
had it
around in the game. It was bright, colorful, a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah.
You shoot and you kill stuff.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So fortunately, I think neither one of us had to go on a quest to find it. It was
Nice.
in our
Get
collections
some
already.
nostalgia glasses going then.
Yeah,
Now,
oh,
I
yeah,
did
for
rent
sure,
this
for
game
sure.
when I was younger from the Pick-a-Flick. Justin, if you remember the Pick-a-Flick.
Oh, yeah.
I did rent it, but it didn't last very long. I really hated it when I was a kid. I couldn't stand it. Like, normally they would have like a rent 2, get one rent 1 free or something like that, and so I'd always rent like 3 games over the weekend. And I remember the weekend that I rented this game, it got played for maybe 5 minutes, and then I just tossed it aside and took it back.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say this game is not for
No.
kids. It's way too complicated for kids. You can't really appreciate it until you're
Yeah.
older.
Way too complicated for kids. What are you trying to say?
Dang it! That's like twice I've now been caught off guard.
All right. So, you want to talk about the game?
Yeah, let's talk about the actual game. But first, you guys want
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Sorry, Julia. I was just seeing how long I could pause without somebody thinking I just like
Suspense.
got disconnected
I-
or something.
I was gonna say, I've got a
Oh,
manual.
they've got an actual manual.
I've actually
then-
got I've actually
Well,
got
then,
a
sir, I
manual.
will turn my manual duties over to you.
Oh my! Thank you very much. So what's funny about the manual too is that the story of Legacy of the Wizard in here, like this is the only story. Like you do not get any kind of exposition in the game. There is no dialogue whatsoever to explain anything that's going on. It's all in the manual.
Nice. I'm gonna try to
So-
follow along with you here.
So, oh yeah, sweet. Okay, so here we go. The story. A long, long time ago, a woodcutter's family lived in a small woods. One day inside their house, the grandmother was talking to her children. Long ago, long ago, there was an evil dragon that was terrifying the people. A wizard came from the North Country, captured the dragon, and put it in the ground. See the picture on the wall? The wizard is a grandpa.
It's like they spent their entire lives looking at this picture on the wall and be like, I wonder who that wizard is.
Who is that guy?
I mean, he looks just like Grandpa.
If you had any questions, I'm going to explain it right now, so pay attention.
Yeah.
Just as the grandmother pointed at the picture, their pet dog, Poochie, came in with a shiny, pointed object. It was a scale from the dragon! Mother and father both felt the dragon was about to revive, so they started to get ready to go to the dungeon. Their mission was to destroy it. The kids cried, "There's no way that you can beat the dragon!" Father smiled and said, "Don't worry. There is a dragon slayer."
Okay.
Dragon...
A couple questions.
Dragon Slayer is a magical... is a magical sword. The only weapon that can destroy the dragon. However, it is protected by 4 hidden crowns. The kids said, "We can help you find the crowns if it's okay with you." "Sure, if we can all help each other, we will be able to defeat the dragon." The father replied, "Where are the 4 crowns? Can the Drazel family destroy the dragon? Now the adventure begins."
It's intense.
That's good stuff. So what I love the most, though, about the story is that first the kids spout off to their parents, "There's no way that you can ever beat the dragon." And then they say, "We can help you find the crowns if it's okay with you." And the parents, they have to know that this is like,
Yeah.
this is a death mission.
This is
Like,
good parenting.
This is good parenting. Like, yeah, sure, you can all come along because we can help each other. No well-being for
How
their
old are
kids
these kids?
whatsoever. It never says, but I'm guessing by what they look like. I mean, they can't be
13 and 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that
Very
sounds
young.
like kids. I don't have any kids, but that sounds like what a kid would do. Be like, there's no way you can beat it. Can I come?
Can I go?
Can I
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what the parent
exactly,
usually
yeah.
says. No, stay behind.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Come on.
Yeah, it's too dangerous. Even Link was told it's too dangerous to go alone.
Yeah.
So, the family. So each member of the Drazel family has different abilities. Use all the members of the family, including the family pet Poochie, to find the 4 crowns and the sword of the Dragon Slayer. During your adventure, you may return to the house as many times as you like to change characters. Try to use everyone's different abilities. If the family's life total becomes 0 in quotation marks, then the game will be over. When your life becomes low, go back home or stay at an inn. If you want to continue the game, refer to page 4.
Or just close this manual.
Oh,
Or
I probably shouldn't have read
close
that.
the manual, box it up, send it back to the store.
Yep. Your progress can be saved at the house by talking to Grandma and getting a password. Which we've got stories for that. Write down the password and give it to Grandpa the next time you play. You will be able to continue from where you left off.
Ridiculous.
So that is the
Alright.
story of
Wait a
Legacy
minute.
of the Wizard. Or
So
Dragon
Grandpa
Slayer.
is the wizard.
So Grandpa is technically the wizard who sealed this dragon into a painting, and somehow he was not the best wizard because
Yeah.
he didn't get the job done.
Couldn't even destroy it.
Yeah, the dragon was
But
revived.
what I like is he was able to defeat the dragon to a point at one point in his life. And now it's like, you're on your own.
He was.
I'm not helping you.
Yeah. He's retired. He's retired from wizardry.
Alright.
Crazy.
So,
Okay.
but
It's like a typical NES plot.
it is a typical NES plot, yeah. I just find it funny that it's like the story is completely like if you did not read the manual, which even as a kid, so we had the manual. I never read the manual.
Who did?
And so I had no idea what the story was. I didn't even know as a kid that you had to collect 4 crowns. I didn't know that was part of the game.
It doesn't exactly spell it out for you.
Yeah, no.
I just pulled up a few pictures here of the family from the manual.
Now the father,
Yeah.
you know who the father looks like
Illustrations
here?
are really cool.
You remember the guy, the big giant guy. I don't remember what his actual name is, but he was in Happy Gilmore.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Richard Keel. I was actually while we were playing Legacy of the Wizard. I was telling Andy, I'm like, you know that guy? He was actually Jaws in the James Bond movies, but he was also the big lurcher type
right.
guy in Happy Gilmore. I'm like, he is the spitting
Yeah,
image
he is.
of Zem.
So, let's
So,
cast
yeah,
a
it's-
movie of Legacy of the Wizard. Is that guy still alive?
I think he died. Yeah.
He unfortunately isn't. Yeah, he unfortunately is not. He passed away a couple
Why
years
they missed
ago.
their chance?
But he was, I believe he was at one point the tallest actor in Hollywood. So he would have. I agree with you. He would have been a perfect Zem. He would have been the perfect cast for that character. So it's unfortunate that he passed.
The grandfather, he's in some kind of awkward position there with his cane.
He's got scoliosis, man. Give him a break.
Was that spelled out in the
Don't
game?
be hating.
Yeah, it was. It's one of the passwords. Scoliosis.
Actually, you can spell out scoliosis too because all the letters are accounted for.
I like the family pet. That's some funky looking dog.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it acts. I love that it acts like a dog, but it's really a monster. So, is it a monster that doesn't know it's a
Well,
monster?
at the beginning of the game, in the house, it looks like a dog. It looks like a
Right.
little white dog.
Mhm.
But then it turns into this.
Yeah, it does.
It's like Spot on the monsters. It's their
Yeah.
pet. But it's a dragon.
It actually turns into what I would consider like one of the bubble
Bubble.
characters.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
does
either-
look like a bubble
it's either
bobble.
That's a good way to
Wrong.
describe it.
Yeah.
Take your pick.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Sounds like you're about to say something profound.
No, I don't.
No, well,
Go ahead.
Oh,
no, you
oh,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was looking. No, I just wonder if we should save it for the game discussion, but the comment about the password.
Go ahead. We're about to
something
go into
that-
gameplay right now.
Yeah, go
so
ahead.
what is it about
Take
the
us
password?
out.
Oh, okay. Because no, I just find it funny that it says if you want to continue your game, what is it? If you want to continue the game, refer to page 9. So they're going to be talking about like get a password and stuff like that. I don't know if this ever happened to you guys while you were playing, but I think it happened to Andy too.
Oh, yeah.
And Andy can attest. Actually, I'll let Andy tell the story just because it seemed to be such a recurring issue.
I don't know what it was with the Nintendo, but for some reason, a lot of the games liked to give you faulty passwords. Like, it would give you the password, and you would put it in letter for letter the next time, and it would just say incorrect password. So I always thought
Yeah,
that was funny.
that happened to me,
that,
too.
Yeah.
I think this game was notorious for that, and unfortunately, the password system is 32 characters long. It's a long password to put in, only to find out once you put it all in and you check it over twice that it's incorrect.
It's
and
very
it was just,
frustrating.
it was a pain. Yeah.
This is one of
really
those games
frustrating.
that, I don't say this often, but it's one of those that's maybe best left to play in demo mode, if you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
That way you don't have to worry about passwords.
Absolutely, I agree. Either just play it for give yourself an hour or 2 hours to play it or whatever, 30 minutes, but just assume that whatever progress you've made,
Yeah.
It's gone.
That's it.
Yeah.
it's gone.
It's a
It's gone.
crapshoot whether or not your password's going to work.
Oh yeah.
Actually, the more I think about it, I wonder if that's more of a Broderbund thing, because they also
an
did
issue with-
Guardian Legend and Deadly Towers and stuff,
Did
and
they
they're
give you faulty
Deadly
passwords?
Towers
yeah,
did,
those
yeah.
games too gave you. Yeah, so I wonder if that was something with Broderbund, where
Darn
just
you,
some of their games
Broderbund.
gave you faulty passwords.
Tricksters.
Yeah, Broderbund
No
is
good
more.
tricksters.
They were more
More.
of a PC kind of game.
Yeah,
creator.
they were bigger for
So
for
maybe
PC
just not knowing
games.
how it works.
Mhm.
At least not well.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, so these passwords are actually supposed to do something? Because I was under I thought they were just.
Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna play this game long enough. to need
If
a
you played this
password.
game, it's horrible. Okay, nobody's gonna care. Let's just release it, make a few bucks, and we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
I like it.
Nice.
Sounds like at least 25% of Nintendo. Let's hope that they play it long enough so that they buy it, and then they don't need to worry about how crappy.
Okay.
So, my experience with this game, of course, I told you about my experience as a kid playing this game, and it was pretty much terrible. Because this game's really impossible for somebody that, A, doesn't know what they're doing, and B, doesn't know how to figure out what they're doing. Like, when I was a kid, I just left to right, and, up, down sometimes, but mostly just left to
Yeah,
right.
when you're a kid, it's run and gun.
Yeah. So,
That's it.
but this game is not that. This game is. I wish I could. I was trying to find the map of this game, but this is what 250 screens or something like that.
Well, actually, technically, the game, I don't know if they actually refer to it in the manual, but they technically say the map is 16 squares by 16 squares. And that is, it's deceptive to say that at the very least, because the screen, like each square scrolls for a very long time, actually. So each box is huge, it's immense. And so actually a 16 by 16 grid, when you think about it, that it's huge. That's not 16 squares of like Zelda squares. It's 16 squares that continue on for like 5 screens.
Right.
So it's a humongous map.
And if you look at it, it's not really laid out as well as I would I would have liked.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
no.
kind of all over the place. Like if you compare it to say another like Zelda or Metroid or something, if you look at those maps, they're actually kind of synced together. Like the Metroid map, kind of parts of it come all the way back around and stuff, and it just makes sense. This game, I really couldn't make a whole lot of sense out of it, especially not when I was a kid. But even now, I really am having trouble trying to make a lot of sense of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree. There was a lot more fluidity to the Metroid map. Like you said, things come full circle in there. You can circle back around. Legacy of the Wizard and I was actually saying this to Andy during our playthrough, is that it almost feels like there are, because each character has their own specific part of the map, but yet, like you said, it's so haphazardly laid out that it almost feels like you've got like 5 different games in this one game, because none of the maps seem to make sense together.
Right.
Very cohesive.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that. I think another thing that really bothers me about most of the maps is they're kind of like they're sections of mazes that are, I mean, and you're just kind of going through these tiny little like walkways,
Crawl spaces.
and
Yeah.
crawl spaces. Yeah. Well, basically, they've got this dragon in their crawl space of their house, right? It's just a really deep crawl space.
That is a good point.
The kids are like, "Did you know this was down here, Dad?" Grandpa must have built it.
Well, that's okay. The dragon can't make it through the crawl space. We're safe.
Yeah, how's this dragon supposed to get out of this tomb anyways? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even get down there. I don't even know. How's he supposed to get out?
Yeah. You know what? He can't get out. Let's forget it. Let's go back up.
But that's actually a good point too, with the hidden walls, the crawl spaces, if you will, is another reason why this game is as difficult as it is the hidden doorways, the hidden blocks that you can go through that unlock different areas. Sometimes they seem so random, so out of place that what is this doing here? How would I, if I didn't look up a guide online or if I didn't look up a walkthrough, how would I ever know that this is here? As and a lot of the game is like
I
that.
agree. And one thing I hate to keep calling back Metroid, but in Metroid they have those hidden walls and stuff too, right? But they kind of do it the same way everywhere. Like the placement. Once you kind of figure out where
Yeah.
the walls typically are, you can look in those places throughout the game. This game, it just seems random as to
No,
where they are.
it's just completely random.
So
So, and I think it's okay to keep coming back to Metroid because Legacy of the Wizard, like it or hate it, I mean, it is a dungeon crawler, Metroidvania style game. So, but I think Metroid got it right on a lot more areas than Legacy of the Wizard did.
yeah, this is basically a Metroidvania. We've even had a couple people asking. You know, I have another show called Metroidvania Mayhem, some people have asked if we're doing it on that show too. I'm going to go ahead and say on this show that I don't really want to play it again.
No.
It's funny because I actually do listen to your Metrovania podcast, and I remember you guys going into the next episode, like what the preview is, and you said something about like, oh, Legacy of the Wizard, this, and you had said, I really don't feel like playing Legacy of the Wizard, and I'm like, oh no. He doesn't like Legacy of the Wizard.
That's the way I feel about most of the games we play. I'm glad we don't have to come back to them.
Yeah. A lot of the games, like once we're done, it's like, oh, thank God we're done.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know. There are redeeming qualities about this game, and I can see. I don't know. I guess if I was, let's say I was college aged or something, and I lived in the early '90s. And there wasn't the Nintendo was the peak system at the moment. I didn't have anything else, and I didn't have a lot to do. I could see liking this game, but that's a very specific time.
setting that you've laid out there.
I mean,
that's a very specific criteria
right.
you have to follow.
There's also. Yeah, I don't know. I'm too busy nowadays to invest the time in this. Although, if you get a guide together, maybe you run through it with a guide. Maybe it's a little bit easier. The game plays well. It's just really just really difficult. It's really the layout's really confusing.
Well, and there's certain aspects of the gameplay that do not run well. So
I found that if I was I guess it's the daughter, the little pink girl. That can jump really high,
Yeah.
and she's got a lot of magic and stuff. I could play for a while using her. It really wasn't that big of a deal. I just couldn't figure out where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever played as Zem using his glove, like the power glove to move blocks around, and especially a lot of his screens are puzzle based, so you have to move them in certain ways, and the whole functionality of the glove, the whole mechanic of it is just
Garbage?
It's to succinctly
Well, it
put
makes it seem
yes.
like it's something
yes.
special, but then it's like, this is not special at all.
Yeah.
The mechanic of it, you can trap yourself to the point where you're better off just turning the game off because there's no way out of it.
Yeah, actually,
mean-
there's a couple parts where you can get trapped to the point to where you can't get out of it.
Nothing's
you're
gonna
stuck.
kill you. You can't escape. It's
Yep.
just, well,
And you don't run out of time. No time.
looks
limit.
like that's that.
That's terrible. That's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that there's 5 different characters that you can be, and they all play a little
Yeah.
bit differently.
Yeah.
I know they have stats, but that didn't really make a hill of beans to me. I didn't really notice anything.
For the most part, it only makes a difference for the bosses that you fight at each crown level. Other than that, their stats and actually, the little girl, her stat for jumping, I think that's the most noticeable. That
Yeah.
she's got a higher jump, so her numbers are higher, so she can jump higher. That's the only thing that you can actually physically see affected in the game. Strength,
that's true.
movement, it doesn't matter. They all move pretty slow.
I guess this game could be considered a good stepping stone for games to come after it. It is. It does lay
very
out
much so.
a lot of framework that games, kind of followed years down the road.
Better games.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to go there. But,
Hey, we all have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But there are certain aspects of Legacy of the Wizard that I may hate, but honestly, I love the game. And maybe I'm saying that too because I know where to go in the map, and actually, I find too that the levels are so immense that I only take a very specific path. I don't even really venture out too far because it's just I'm too scared of getting lost, because once you get lost, you're done. You may as well turn off the game. But honestly, they did do a lot of things right. The unique character abilities, how each character is different. I do like the fact that each character has their own designated area. It kind of adds a little bit to it. Each one has its importance. So, it does do quite a few things right. It's just the things that they do wrong. they do them wrong magnificently.
Very
I didn't,
wrong.
something
Yeah.
I didn't notice because I didn't really invest enough time into it, but you may know this. Are there multiple paths through the sections based on characters? I mean, or do you have to kind of make sure you pick the character that you know can get through a certain spot?
So there are certain areas that are designated for certain characters. However, though, you can use the different characters interchangeably to a degree. It's not much, though. There's not a lot of leeway if you want to be different characters. You really do have to stick to specific characters for
Okay,
specific.
that's what I noticed, but I just didn't know
I
if
think
there
that-
was something I was missing.
Yeah.
That was one of the most confusing things growing up too. Playing the game is it's not spelled out who belongs to what area.
No, absolutely not.
So you just kind of wander around with somebody until you're like, this is much easier with somebody else. Like,
Yeah.
so that's one thing I think they kind of could have used a little more explanation on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, the benefit of like a game facts or a map, you know, why is the word escaping my brain right now? The player's manual, whatever, you know, like a strategy guide.
Like
strategy
a-
guide.
Strategy
That's
guide?
what I was looking for.
Or hang on. Or how about wait a minute. Nintendo Power.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
just thinking
that's right.
This is
That's right.
This is
Nintendo
actually
Power.
a mock-up made by
Oh, wow.
a listener of ours, Jeff Weber, that I wanted to.
Oh my
I wanted
God,
to show
that's
off for
amazing.
him. He sent this to me and posted it. I think he posted actually in our Metroidvania Mayhem. In our Metroidvania Mayhem group. But
I like the tagline.
Oh my
there.
God.
The family that
I would
slays together stays
I would
together.
frame that. Yes.
I think he's still working on it, and he's got we also should probably give Axel Nieto a shout out because he did a lot of the art in this. But yeah, he's pretty much laid out an entire.
Yeah, cover of a Nintendo.
No, not just
oh
the
my
cover.
God! Wow.
I mean, he goes.
Oh my God! It's like a strategy guide.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Oh, he really went.
Holy
to it there.
cow!
Yeah, he went all out. It's really neat. I think he doesn't want to share in it too much because he's a little bit concerned about copyright issues and stuff. So.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I'll see if I can talk to him and talk him into sharing it on our Two Dudes group as well. Now that we've talked about the game, but it's really pretty neat.
I was gonna say if he wants like donations or something like that, I would be glad to like donate. That is, oh
that
my
would be
God,
really
that
cool
is-
to have.
Can you imagine to have a love of Legacy of the Wizard that much
Yeah.
to want to do that? I love the game, but I don't think I can
And
do that.
Honestly,
Holy cow.
after he listens to the show, he may just leave the group.
Yeah,
for
he
good.
may not want to share anything with us ever.
But I mean, he's got like paths for the characters and stuff. So
Wow,
Oh wow, that is amazing.
that would have came in handy as a kid. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that.
Oh, for sure.
so
Look at how close those crowns look like they are. They're not that close together.
It
They're
don't
really
feel
not.
like it.
No.
it's just really neat. I will try to, and he even put in he's even got a Nestor thing.
Oh my God, he even put it in Howard and
Oh,
Nestor.
Wow.
So I will make sure we can. I'll double check with him and see if we can share it. But we'll try to share it again.
He probably
in the
doesn't.
groups.
He probably doesn't want
Yeah,
his
that's-
boss
that's
seeing
awesome.
because he's like, "What have you been doing all day?"
Well, if anything, like if he would share just like the that front cover like of the PDF, like I would seriously print that off and frame it. That is awesome.
Oh,
That
yeah.
looks amazing. He did a fantastic job.
He certainly has a love for Legacy of the
Yeah,
Wizard.
I think that's an understatement.
Yeah,
I
for
guess we-
sure.
Don't make fun of
I'm
him.
not making fun of him. I think it's awesome, but it's just
It's understandable. All right. So I think the game just generally looks pretty good too. I mean, really, for 1989, it's got a lot of colors.
For an early game, actually, the graphics, I mean, they're quite immense, and that's one thing that I pointed out as we were playing a lot of the time too, is the environments just look absolutely amazing. I mean, the backgrounds were so well done for something that was so early on in Nintendo's timeline, at least in America, anyways. But but yeah, it looked great.
Yeah, I think it was good. I think the maze aspect of it was pretty cool too, but at times it felt a little claustrophobic. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's just
I would
like,
give it that. Too.
you know, it's just like you're going through these narrow walkways. You can't go up or down at all for
Yeah. It gets pretty annoying too with the enemies flying at you too
Right.
and trapping you,
Yeah.
where you can't even jump
Right.
to get away from them.
The other thing is, how about the sound and the music? A lot of people think the music in this game is just downright incredible.
Yeah, I'm one of those. I think it's actually one of the best soundtracks on the Nintendo, in my opinion. I love the music. Stop laughing at me.
I was about to say, Andy, you're
Stop it.
making a face like you don't agree.
Stop it.
It was okay.
I'm kind of in the it was okay camp
Yeah,
too. I
me
mean, I
too.
think the songs are well done, but I don't know. It just didn't resonate with me for some reason.
yeah.
Don't you like you like the music of Mina's area, right?
That was the only one, but after you heard it 90 times
And after I was
for an hour and a half,
and after I was singing along to the music too, yeah.
the voice of an angel over here.
Yeah. It's fun to just you listen to the music so long, and it's like you just start talking, and you're talking to like the sound of the music too. Yeah, it can get annoying really fast. So I think that's why Andy feels the way he does
That's probably
about
why I feel about it the way
music.
I feel. Blah, you know. See. I think that's how I kind of feel about it too. Is the fact that I just had to hear it over and over and
Yeah.
over again.
It loops a lot, and it can get pretty tiring. But I still think on its own, it's a good soundtrack. But no, I definitely I don't think by far that it's the greatest. But it's
And that's not
it's
the
good,
fault
but-
of the music, really. That's more the fault of the game. So, I guess I can't really.
Yes.
blame the music.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. That's a
Definitely.
little bit too long for its own good.
Well, I guess should we do the? Is it worth it, Justin? Are we wrapping up the gameplay discussion? You guys got anything else you'd like to say?
I don't think
good.
so. Yeah.
Well, on Amazon, there's only one copy of it going right now. I don't know.
On Amazon.
It's Christmas season.
common
so,
game.
you know, to buy it.
Oh,
There was
maybe.
only one that I could find, and it was $80.
Wow.
I think it's a new inbox, though. Looks like.
Okay, that's a little.
Yeah.
inflated.
Yeah, I think that.
But I'd say this game
Yeah,
probably goes for.
yeah, for sure.
Let me just hit the shopping on Google and see what we see. Yeah, it's not available a lot.
What about eBay?
I'm surprised.
Yeah, when we were doing our hunts for this game, we saw it.
Yeah,
quite often.
at video game stores you see it quite frequently.
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I think they had like two
and-
copies
and
of
it's-
it.
yeah.
at, whenever I got
Yeah. Yeah, and it's never too expensive. Usually, it's I think 10 or less is where you can find it. So, $80. Somebody
Well,
really has
yeah.
their
Let's see.
high hopes.
Here's
price charting,
factory
it
sale
has it.
$44. Oh, here we go. On eBay, buy it now for $6. $5.
There you go. I was about to say price charting has it at $5.
Here's one at
so-
$3.
I got ripped off.
Oh, here's $1.25.
Uh-oh. Oh my god, is that with free
It
shipping?
does not say free shipping. Probably $7 for
Probably
shipping.
not. They need to get their
$7.
profit somehow.
God, here I was talking about how great McKay's was. Not only did I get ripped,
Yeah, you got
but I got ripped off, and it smells like smoke.
smoke.
Oh,
Oh, the worst.
Is it worth $6?
Yeah, I guess it's worth $6. I'd say it's worth $6.
say it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard not to say it's not worth
I mean,
it.
there's,
It's not worth it. $3. That's my mimic.
Oh,
That's my.
I mean,
Andy, I don't even
$6,
know
it's
you.
worth it.
it's very deep.
Yeah, $6, it's worth it, even if you don't like it, just to watch it melt in the campfire. I guess. I don't know.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, that's
You
a
could
good
use
point.
it as a coaster so that you don't get your nice desk all condensated.
Yeah.
In fact, actually. There we go.
Beautiful.
Oh.
Paul, restrain
Paul,
yourself.
Paul, don't worry. It's a Turvis tumble. They don't even condensate. So
Oh, sweet. They do not. Yeah, they don't sweat.
Oh, that's no fun.
So, is it worth it to me? Yeah, of course, it's $6 worth it. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think like you guys
fair.
said, $6 is it's hard not to say it's not worth it. I think it's worth every penny. But then again, I also am speaking a little bit from nostalgia and sentimentality. So yeah, I would say it's definitely worth it. But $80 though. I love this game, but is it worth that?
I guess it's a collector.
Not even on a good
It's
day.
a collector.
No.
Yeah.
Somebody that
Yeah, that's
really
not.
wants it.
I wouldn't even buy it like just card only or sealed for $80. Yeah, sealed. I wouldn't even buy it
Yeah.
for $80.
I will throw my. I will also throw my Kung Fu hat into the mix. The fact that Kung Fu is also cheap, as cheap or cheaper than this game, and it's one of my favorite games. on
Or
the NES.
Excite Bike.
I would say get Kung Fu.
Yeah.
Or Excite Bike.
If you don't have it.
Yeah, there are a few better games out there for cheaper, believe it or not. But there are. So
Yeah.
But
you know. Only diehard fans should buy this one.
or if you really, really want a NES Metroidvania other than Metroid, I mean, this is pretty much it. So, as far as I know, there's not a lot.
But
of
if you
those.
want to, if you want a challenge,
It's definitely a challenge.
if you don't want a challenge, stay away from it.
All right, how about retrofitted trophies?
Yes, retro.
Did you guys come up with any?
trophies.
Hope you got time,
Oh,
because
God.
I know Paul is.
Oh, shut up. I've got 6.
Oh, wow.
I got 6 of them.
Go ahead. I don't know. Just go ahead.
So-
I got to think of a couple more. I've only got one. Now I feel like I need a couple more.
Well, it's because apparently I am the only one of the group who seems to like this game. So I think it's actually very fitting that I have 6 trophies. So, okay, so the first one is and actually I forgot to bring this up at the gameplay, but we can talk about it now. Is okay. It's if you poison us, do we not die? And it's grab a poison.
That's not fair.
Because poison-
Why do they do that?
Poison in this game is freaking abundant. And it is one thing that absolutely killed me throughout this entire game. I hated poison.
That's because you ran into it every opportunity you had.
I did.
Even with ample time to avoid it, you're still
It's-
like, I need to grab this.
There is a
I'm
mental
sorry.
there is a mental block that happens, and I just don't understand it. It's you see it, you don't want to grab it, and you levitate towards it. So I would have no problem getting this trophy, actually. So the second trophy I've got is what goes up must come down, and it is cause damage to a character just by jumping. And this can be done. I thought about Lil, because you can get an item in the game, the jump shoes, where she already jumps high. The jump shoes make you jump higher, and with the jump shoes, she jumps so high that just by jumping, you'll actually take damage just coming back down. So the third trophy I have is riding the scroller coaster, and that is move at the speed of 2 scrolls.
Oh man.
So the speed of scrolls actually stacks. It doesn't. It's not just it all adds into one pool. It's
There goes
you
one of
keep
my
getting
trophies.
faster. No, I'm
Your name is way better than mine, and I'm not even going to go there.
So the fourth one is We Will Rock You, and that's beat Rock Gaia and obtain the 4th crown, because he is
very difficult.
he is hard. So the 5th trophy is I Am the Slayer of Dragons, and that's obtain the Dragon Slayer sword.
That in and of itself is a challenge, just trying
Yeah.
to find it.
And then my 6th and final one is Wizard. What wizard? And it's defeat Keela.
The dragon.
Yeah, the dragon. Because there really is no wizard in the game who
Your grandpa, apparently.
apparently, but he doesn't do anything. So.
He retired, and you give him your password.
He just says, go on this death mission. If you come back, great. If you don't, I'm not too heartbroken.
I'll be here.
All right, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Justin.
No, go ahead and
I'm gonna piggyback off of you a little bit here, and I'm gonna go with password. What password? And that you get that trophy by entering the password they gave you, and nothing happens.
Incorrectly. Oh, so frustrating.
Oh my
but so
god.
true.
Then I have another one called "My Name's Poochie D, and I Rock the Telly," and that is defeat 10 enemies with Poochie. And for those that don't know, that's a Simpsons reference.
Yeah, Poochie D. Wiggity wiggity.
Yeah, you're gonna have to explain that one to me.
Nope. No, we're not explaining.
Homer Simpson was. Yeah,
No.
Homer Simpson. They wanted to add another character to Itchy and Scratchy to quote unquote liven it up, and so Homer actually got cast as Poochie the Rockin'
I
Dog.
think it was a rapping dog, right?
Oh.
Yeah, the rapping dog. Yeah. But either way, it was not well received, and so they had to kill off Poochie, and Homer was heartbroken.
Ridiculous.
And then the last one that I have is called Worst Boss Fight Ever. And that we didn't talk about it, and I didn't actually make it to the boss, but I watched a YouTube video, and it's just a black screen, and the dragon just jumps up and down.
The boss fight is anticlimactic, to say the very least, because the two boss fights to get the third and fourth crown are literally 10 and 20 times harder than the dragon at the very end. Which is ironic, because the third boss is a dragon. And so it's,
A smaller dragon.
yeah, Keela is supposed to be the king of dragons, but yet the smaller dragon, Archwinger, is literally 10 times more difficult. So I have no idea how Keela became the king of dragons.
Because actually, she's as old as Grandpa is, the wizard, and they're just, they're out of their prime.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, maybe that's what
Old
it
age
is.
caught
Yeah.
up to him.
right.
It even affects dragons.
Yeah,
That's
I've
all I
got
have.
two.
Justin,
One
do
of
you
them
have
actually is going to be similar to one of yours. My first one is Sick'em, and that is kill Keela with Poochie. No,
Which I don't
probably
think is
not.
possible. Is it? I think you have to have that sword.
No, it's not, but that would be really cool, because, yeah, only Rolas can actually equip the Dragon Slayer sword, and you need the Dragon Slayer sword equipped to
Okay.
make it to Keela. So
So with a
Game
Genie-
Genie.
Game Genie.
I think that would be... I think that would be really cool,
There you go.
actually, though. Because
And then the other one is kind of similar to
he
the one that
thinks
Mike
otherwise.
did, was just some wizard you are, Grandpa, and that is give him a password and he doesn't know what it is.
Hey, maybe Grandpa's got
Yes,
Alzheimer's.
it doesn't
He
work.
just forgets.
Oh, I never thought about that. That's why the passwords don't work. He forgot why you were even giving him a password.
What are you doing? Go away.
Wait, what game
I
am
don't
I
know
in?
why you're telling me all these letters.
That's awesome.
It's something. Okay, that's all I got.
Oh, that's nice.
Go bug your grandma.
We got any more trophies? Or is that it?
That's it. That's it.
I got nothing.
I think I'm.
He got my password.
I think
one.
I'm out. Yeah, I think I'm out.
Man.
So,
Okay. All right. Sounds good. How about a
it's a
rating?
good one.
Yeah.
Last time we did a
Justin.
Bretter Band game. Well, no, I guess it wasn't maybe the last time. We did Deadly Towers and it was dog turds. Type of dog turds.
Yeah, it's a type of dog turd. Yeah. I don't think I want to go down that far for this one.
I own 2 dogs, so I have quite a repertoire.
Oh, let's see.
Type of dog vomit. No, I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
This game's not
Oh,
bad enough to warrant that. I wouldn't think.
I was gonna say I don't think it's bottom of the barrel type rating. So
Okay. All right.
Well, we
I got nothing.
Let me look around the room. So that type of calculator. Type of
type of. We've already done type of sword. Type of dragon.
yeah.
Have we done?
Let's do type of
Type of calculator?
Yeah, I've got like 4 of them here. So I've got a good one for type of calculator too.
Oh gosh, I think I have a good one too. I'm just hoping that we
I'll
don't
let
have
you
the
go
same.
first then, just in case.
Okay, so I'm gonna say for type of calculator, because this is one that I actually used in high school. I would say that Legacy of the Wizard is I think it's a Texas Instruments 80, TI-80 a graphing calculator, because at face value, when you look at the calculator, you're like, what the heck is this? How do I use this? Is this just a calculator, or is this something else? Like, it's so confusing. But once you get to know how the calculator works, you find that it's actually a very useful tool and very fun
That's
to
gonna
use.
be hard to beat. Yeah.
That's a good one. I was actually going to go. Originally, I was going to go TI-89 because that's like the. It's like
Oh, yeah.
That's too generous.
I'm of yesteryear, apparently.
titanium edition. I don't think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with. This one's only going to be for the true calculator nerds out there. I'm going to go with an HP calculator because they operate in a way that is unlike any other calculator, and it's extremely confusing. And I hate using them because they're impossible to figure out how to use, even more so than a graphing calculator. This is one of those things that, unless you've been using it for a long time, you're not going to know how to use an HP calculator. So that's why it's kind of like this game. Unless you've got the nostalgia glasses, you've been playing it for years, you're not going to know what you're doing. So I'm going to go with HP calculator.
I'm gonna go with an old school calculator that's got like the ribbon on it and everything, and then prints out, because they're oddly complex and they're archaic and I don't like them. So there you go.
Yeah. All right. Hey, little story about those calculators. My dad had one, and he always had paper in it, and I just loved to play with it. But I didn't know what I was doing. I would always run him out of paper, and he would get so mad. Okay.
He get mad like that. He
Just
just
knock-
so
knocking
upset.
mics-
I need my calculator
Knocking
paper.
mics off the stand stuff.
I'm gonna say it's one of those calculators.
yeah.
You remember those Casio watches, where you had the
Yeah.
calculator in the watch? I'm gonna say it was like that. It was a cool idea, fun for a while, but the buttons are so aggravatingly small that you hit multiple ones at a time, and you just say,
Yeah.
screw it. I'll use a real calculator.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just go to something
Use
better.
a real calculator and a real rock.
Turns
a real
out,
watch.
I don't actually need a calculator on my watch.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the way people are going to go with these smartwatches too. It's kind of like, turns out I can just use a watch and a phone. I don't actually need a phone on my
Yeah.
Yeah.
but we'll see.
I never thought of that.
And it's so funny too, because people are saying that like the next generation isn't even going to know how to read like a face clock anymore, because you're seeing so many
Everything's analog or
so many
digital.
like digital numbers and like the smart watches and all that. It's like you don't even see watches with faces anymore.
I'm one of the few people. I wear a watch all the time. Of course, I use it at work and stuff. But I look around. Nobody wears watches unless it's a smartwatch, which doesn't make any sense to me. But that's another.
Yeah,
that's
I don't-
another
I'm not a
show
big
fan
for
of it.
another day. I could go
Right.
on that forever. We got some
Oh, yeah.
listener feedback though.
So,
I have it pulled up.
ooh,
Yeah,
You got it pulled up,
just a
Justin?
second. Well, I did have it pulled up.
hopefully others will be on my side then and say this is the
Here.
best game they've ever played of all time. Top
There's a
one.
few people
wouldn't
that
hold your
probably
breath, buddy.
agree
I
with
am going
you.
to hold my breath.
As soon as it gets pulled up here, sorry. For some reason when I run Google Hangouts, things just slow down. Especially
Slow down.
the internet that we use here.
Gotta love the interwebs.
Well, maybe you shouldn't live in Egypt.
And there went our Egyptian fans.
Oh man.
It's coming. Maybe.
Do you want me to?
Yeah,
read it?
you
I've got good internet
you
down
may
here
have
in
to.
Lenore City.
Things aren't.
Okay. Sean Muldowney says yes! Exclamation point. Paul Kluel of What's Paul Playing Today says I think it's a good idea. And I don't know if that's sarcasm or
Yeah, it's hard to read that
him
one.
saying it's supposed to be me, right? Anyways, sorry, Paul. Douglas DeLucky Jr. says, I never had a manual or spent enough time to figure it out. I keep hearing it's good, though. Rob Luther is given some kind of excuse about not doing Turtles 2. Jesse Benson says, I received this cart in a bundle purchase, and I'm not sure if I've ever even played it. I guess now it's time to give it a whirl.
Sitting there with Galactic.
Change that.
Well, yeah. Now that he's listened to our show, he may or may not do that. He may or may not play it. Paul Cool says it's a pretty enjoyable game, Jesse, though it's one of those that's very confusing without a game fact.
Yes, completely. I utterly agree.
Jay Jorgensen, Dude Jay, says, hey, guess what? I know nothing about this, but it looks like Pirates of Dark Water on the cover.
Oh, yeah. Dark Water. I wonder
see
what.
that.
Yeah, I've never seen that before, so
yeah,
I'll
I
have to
think
look
I
that
have.
up.
Andy Lewis says, wow, not only have I never played this one, but honestly have never even heard of it. Looking forward to hearing about it. Better have a good quest for the card on this one.
Oh shoot! It was really good. We had to search high and low to find this game.
Toys R Us Midnight.
Let's see. Peter Guzman says, let me YouTube it. I don't remember it. Okay.
It was pretty awkward. Pretty
Have
obscure.
you guys, you haven't done a video on this one yet, have you?
We haven't. We actually recorded yesterday, Legacy of the Wizard. So we haven't actually posted it yet. So we're still going to be editing.
So,
Editing that up, getting it ready to go.
Yep, and getting it ready to go. So it'll be.
okay.
It'll
So,
be a
but
little bit.
when you guys do, we'll post it up, and maybe Peter can go check it out on your alls.
All right. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tom Miller says, I love it in theory, though actually playing it is a bit different. It does have some sweet Yuzo Koshiro pinned tunes there. So there's a vote for me.
Yes. Yes.
Ivan says never played it, but it seems fun from the clip I saw online. Sort of like a Gimli the Lord of the Rings running around Castlevania.
Oh, he does look like Gimli, doesn't he? And he's just as small.
That's a good way to put it.
Corey Robertson says such a hard game. I agree. Jeff Weber, the guy that did the Nintendo Power I showed, he posted a video of what he thinks of the game, and then he also says, when I started collecting NES games last year, this was one of the first carts that I got. I literally knew nothing about it and never had heard of it when I was a kid, but when I looked it up a couple YouTube reviews, and it looked interesting. When I started playing it, I got hooked. I just could not get it out of my head. You know when you're still thinking about a game even when you're not playing it. It leaves a strong impression. One of my top 3 titles for the system.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Holy cow.
Oh, there you go. There's a guy that loves it with
Oh
you.
my gosh. I think me and Jeff are kindred spirits here.
Philip Vaughn says, I did my homework on this one last year with some help of a few retro obscurers. I'm done with it for at least another 5. That's funny. And then Mike Panza says, Al Brunderbuddy?
Brother Bundy.
Oh, Al Broder Bundy. Sorry. Married with Children reference.
Oh, Brother Bundy.
That would have been a good trophy.
Yeah.
It is kind of like a family, Married with Children. I could see that. Somebody could do a ROM hack of this game and put Al Bundy in it. That'd be good.
Oh, that'd be funny.
We also got a couple of voicemails.
Dude Jorgensen.
Okay, it's the Dude Jorgensen, obviously, Dude J. I just want to preface that Google Voice has, near the end, he's got a bunch of do's in a row, like do. So I think he's going to sing to us. Anyways, here we go.
Dude J, Dude Fishless J, whatever you want to call me. I still don't make a straight answer from you. I don't got anything really interesting to talk about because I, yet again, don't know what the next game is. So I'm just calling. You guys ever played the Nintendo game Monopoly? It's all right. It plays like Monopoly, but they had a song in there for the auction sequence when you don't want to buy the property, you can auction it off and other people can buy it. And the song on there kind of goes a little bit like doodly doodly doo, doodly doodly doo, doodly 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 doo, doodly doodly doo, doodly doodly doo, doodly doodly doo, doodly doodly doo. So I don't know. I was just thinking about it because it was on my mind. And listened to your episode today about Castlevania. Thanks, Michael, for calling me out on my inability to count. Jerk.
Excellent.
Jay
call.
never disappoints on the phone calls.
That was good. I like that.
He never disappoints. I will say he did call me out.
Oh, that was awesome.
I called him out. I guess it was last week or week before last, 2 weeks ago, because he couldn't count on his outline. But all I got to say is fair play is turnabout, because it's way in one of our earlier episodes. He called me out on the way I say
Oh, yeah.
what
Yeah.
and who and stuff.
Forgot about that.
I do sound a little bit like Hank,
What?
but yeah. All right, we got one more call.
Hey there, two dudes. It's your old pal, Atari Man. I'm feeling a little, moved right now. I miss you guys. I know I haven't written anything in a while. But please don't change the lock on the door. We can work this out. It's all right. Relationships such as ours, they've been through rough times. We'll get through it. Just remember, the milk is in the fridge. I left the newspaper on the table, and I brought the mail in. All right. I'll see you guys later. I'm sure I'll come up with something, and we'll work this whole thing right out. Just please don't leave.
Nice.
That's another good one.
Oh, that's
That
sweet.
was actually Atari Man who used to write articles for our website, and he hasn't written one in a really long time. So I guess he's saying he will eventually get back to it. And a quick shout out to him. He's also got a store that you can buy retro games from. Nick D's Video Game Vault or something like that, I think. So
Oh, okay.
I bought a few games
well,
from him.
check it
They're
out.
always nice and
Yeah,
clean and stuff. So.
Oh, cool. Cool.
All right, that's all I got. You guys want to?
So I had a good
we
time.
did too. Thank
Yeah,
I had a
can't
good time
wait
talking
to
about
talk
Monopoly.
now.
Yeah.
you. That song.
I'm gonna be listening for that specific song now when we play that.
I cannot wait.
I'm sure
I know
Jay's,
what song he was talking about too.
invitation
That's funny.
Spot on.
Yeah. So you guys tell us a little bit more about your show again. Tell people where they can find it.
Okay, so actually the show that we do, it was actually it came out of an idea that I had after listening to actually the Retro Junkies, their podcast. Robin and Landon. Landon had actually made a comment about how about wanting to collect all the Nintendo games like when he was a kid, but then when you do that, what's there left to do? And so I was listening to that, and I'm like, well, because we collected all of the American licensed games, and I was like, well, what do you think is next? You play them all. That's the next chapter, is you play all the games. You don't just collect them just to collect them. And so me and Andy together, we basically we have, I would think, similar skill sets for games. And I used to bring over some of the more expensive games that I purchased, because I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get my money's worth out of this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna beat this game. And then from that we were like, you know what, we should beat every single game on the Nintendo that can be beat. And so we did. And so we started a YouTube channel, and now we're on it's PowerTripGaming.tv is actually it'll take you right to our YouTube
Right to the
channel.
channel.
We've got 30 some odd, or
I think
are
we're
we
hitting about
40 games
far? Posted anyway?
Yep. So we post once a week. Ideally, we try to post on Sundays. There is only a few times that we haven't hit that Sunday, but usually every Sunday in the late afternoon, you can catch our newest episodes.
Yeah.
So we upload the entire game.
And actually, if I can backtrack a little, that the game you were talking about that we played, that you made your expensive purchase on, was Flintstones. Surprise at Dinosaur Peak.
Yep.
I remember getting a call, and he's like, I won this on a fluke bid on eBay. How much was it?
No, I don't even want.
I want to say $800.
No, it was not. It was not that much. Not that much.
So he's like,
It was.
he called me and he's like, I'm coming over. We are playing this, and we are going to beat it tonight. So we got to maybe the final level. He froze it out of frustration.
Yep.
So we had to play through the entire thing again. It was maybe 2, 3 in the morning. Finally beat it, and he's like, we beat this with determination and skill, and it's like, what's to stop us from doing the rest of the games? So it's like from there, it just kind of domino affected, and got hooked a couple friends into it for better or worse, and now we, just trying to make it work.
Yeah. Now we're almost 50 games strong, and only 600 and some odd to go, and.
Oh boy.
Oh, brother.
You'll get to some good ones. You got some good ones in there too, so you'll.
Yeah, there are some good ones. Unfortunately, there are a lot of bad ones too.
A lot of stinkers.
Yeah. So, but yeah, on YouTube, you can just look us up, Power Trip Gaming. Otherwise, yeah, like we said, powertripgaming.tv will take you right to our channel. And then we're on Twitter. We're on Facebook as well too. So, yeah, that's where we're at right now.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully, we're gonna. Oh, hey, thank you guys
very much for having us.
Thank you guys for having us on. This was awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we got to talk about Legacy of the Wizard too, because I hope I didn't annoy you, Michael, too much with my talk of wanting to guest spot on Legacy of the Wizard.
No, it's good. You guys pretty much. This isn't as bad as Justin and my performance on Faxanadu, but you guys still helped carry this along. We would have been pretty much bashing it the whole time if we didn't have you on. So
I'm so glad then we were here to
protectors of the legacy.
my precious Legacy of the Wizard.
Yeah, the protectors of the legacy.
Yeah.
Justin, where can they find us?
Just on every social media thing you can think of: Facebook, Twitter, everywhere imaginable. Website, twodudesandthenest.com, nintendudes.com, and nesdudes.com. And where can you call us?
You can call us at 775-773-8761. That's right.
Retro
775-7-Retro-1.
Yeah. Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Program that into your phones. Put a nice little picture of Justin and I on there, or Mario and Luigi, or whatever you want. And then you can call it, like Atari Man and Dude J.
And talk about anything you want. Anything at all.
I don't screen them, so. you can talk about dog turds if you want to. I don't care.
Just try to keep it PG.
Be original,
no swearing.
Because there's been
These guys are family
dog
friendly.
talk in the past.
That's right. We've tread that ground a few times. So, all right. Well, that's it.
Alrighty.
Justin, you going to play some more?
I did last episode, and I don't know if I will this episode or not. So.
Okay, we'll see. All right. Well,
maybe we should give Turtles 2 a go. No.
Is this every show
like
for you
3.
guys? Paul says we should do this, and Andy goes.
Well, actually, if you've seen a lot of our videos, Andy spends a lot of time saying this game is garbage.
I would say I don't like 80% of the games we play.
I guess I'm the optimist of the group.
You definitely have that dynamic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ugh.
All right. Well, we'll catch you all
Thanks
next
for coming
time.
on. Yeah.
Thanks again for coming on.
All right. Hey, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank
Pleasure.
you.
Bye.
All right. See ya.
All right, take it easy.